Hey, well, howdy do, buckaroos. I'm going to have to put a disclaimer because there's music playing in the background. YouTube gives me a nasty little notes. But hey, so anyway, I'm at a very new brewery here in Rogers, Arkansas. I think it's only a month or so old. New Province Brewing Company. They have a sampler of 4, but they have 5 beers on tap to start with. So I added an extra one. A sampler of 4-ounce beers is $7. I added 1 taster, so $2. That's really not bad if you think about it. So I'm starting at the lightest end. They're Belgian wit. They call the White Queen. Tasting notes on their board here. They say bready, zesty citrus, slight tanginess, and refreshing effervescent finish. Wheat, coriander, and orange peel are the key ingredients. Of course, it's a wit. It must use wheat. Coriander and orange peel are standard for the style. Again, the nose is what you expect from a beer like this. You certainly feel the wheat. You get the orange peel, the coriander. It's a little bready on the nose, as the tasting notes suggest. I have to admit, though, that I'm not a huge fan of the style, but for the style, it's certainly right in line. You really, it's got a great finish, though. It's very clean, very crisp, but you really feel that orange peel right at the very end, and that's what kind of sets it apart from a lot of them. Certainly feel that coriander, but what's really nice about this is it does feel like fresh orange right at the very end. Very nice indeed. One down. Let's keep going, shall we? I'm going to jump to one he calls a Pamber. It's one they're not going to do again. It's going to be replaced by a Pale Ale. I guess that's what this was supposed to be. And, you know, as it even happens in a very established craft brewery, sometimes things happen and you come up with something different by accident. So they got a pale, they call it a Pale Amber. The tasting notes on their board here, they say honeysuckle, caramel, citrus, and pine. Hops are Cascade and Crystal. Oh, I forgot to give you the numbers on that White Queen. It's 4.2%, 13 IBUs on this Pale Amber. The Pamber is 5.8%, 35 IBUs. Again, it was intended to be a pale, and actually, color-wise, it looks a lot like an American pale. More of a classic American brewer, English pale, or what a craft pale was 10 years ago. Oh yeah, that's nice. Cascade and Crystal. Yeah, you can feel it. It's funny. When I was doing a lot of home brewing back in the 90s, when I first started, that's before all these crazy hops that we have today, but I used Crystal a lot. In fact, I really didn't brew any crazy IPAs then. That's not what was going around. I was a big stout guy back then, but I love Crystal hop in almost everything, but you don't see it in a lot of stuff anymore. And he's got Cascade and Crystal, and so with those two hops, almost makes me think he's trying to do more of an old school pale ale. But the aromas are very nice. I kind of went a long way around the bar to tell you that. It's a little citrusy, some slight pepper notes. Oh yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. There's a nice malt backbone in there. It's a touch sweeter than what most are doing for a pale these days, and so it does have. I see why he calls it a Pale Amber, because it has that slight malt sweetness of an amber, but then it is hop. You have that pale ale hops going on. It's incredibly drinkable, though. He's going to replace it with this pale ale, but I think it's probably something that if he kept doing, he could probably sell it all the time. It's very tasty, it's very likable, it's very enjoyable. Oh yeah, actually I like it a lot, to be honest with you. There is that hint of, they describe honeysuckle, caramel, citrus, and pine. Yeah, I would describe a honey sweetness. Just the slightest hint of caramel. I'm not getting a lot of caramel. I'm just the very slightest. Citrus and pine, sure, why not? Yeah, it's using Cascade and Crystal hops. That's what you're going to get from those hops. You're going to get citrus, you're going to get pine. Finish is very clean and dry on your palate, though. It's very nice. Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm almost going to be sad to see it go because that's very enjoyable. That is something you can really drink. That's nice. Let's see, where should I go from here? I think I'm going to save the IPA for last, actually. I'm going to jump from now to what he calls a migrant right here. Is a version of a Belgian double. Tasting notes, he gives chocolate, roasty coffee, subdued sweetness, dry finish. It uses chocolate and brown malt. Excuse me. 4.6%, 28. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. I started reading the porter. Okay, the Belgian double. I'm sorry, I read the wrong description. Let's start over, Tom. Belgian double, raisin, bubblegum, dried fruit, malt sweetness. Yeah, that sounds like a Belgian double. There we go. I was reading the porter notes. My bad. And key ingredients: Belgian candy sugar. Yes, very standard for the style. And special bee malt, 6.5%, 19 IBUs. Yeah, those numbers sound more like a double. Yes, yes, Tom. Most hover 7% or better, but 6.5 is close enough for rock and roll. Yeah, you can. It's wow. Yeah, it's good. That's got. I had a sample of this yesterday at another tasting, but it was just a small tasting cup, and it's really hard to get the aromas and the notes. But boy, from this glass, even just a glass like this and not a Belgian glass, you can really feel those notes on the nose. Certainly, you really can feel. I don't know about bubblegum so much, but you can feel the raisin and dried fruit. Certainly that big malt. That the notes that Belgian yeast give off. Man, that's gorgeous on the nose. Oh, wow, that's different, yeah. Drier on the finish than most of the style, I'm going to say. Feels a little lighter. I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a lot of raisin, and he says dried fruit, but I'm going to take it a step further and say dried dark fruit. I'm going to say it's more like like plum or prune-like notes. Ah, wow, that is absolutely gorgeous, though. Wow, subdued sweetness. Yeah, it isn't sweet. I mean, not any more than the style is supposed to be. Let me clarify that. Wow, it's nice. I love to see when new breweries open up. I mean, he hasn't been open very long, so I'm here almost at the beginning. It's nice to see where somebody starts, and you check with a lot of breweries over the years and see how they grow. So I'm kind of interested in what they end up doing as the years go on. The finish is what I find interesting on it, though. It has a much drier finish than what's typical for a Belgian double. Very interesting indeed. So now let's jump to the porter, since I gave you the notes already, man. Again, chocolate, roasty coffee, subdued sweetness, dry finish. My eyes wandered on me when I was reading it earlier. Chocolate brown malt, that sounds like it ought to be a porter, doesn't it? 4.6%, 28. Those stats almost make me think he's going for more of a traditional English porter. That nose is nice, though, I gotta tell you. I mean, the aromas on all these beers have been spectacular, I must say. A lot of chocolate on the nose. I'm getting some big dark chocolate. I mean, there's certainly some coffee going on. But lots of rich chocolate on the nose. Wow.
Oh, you got something really small.
Again, all of these beers have an exquisite, just clean, crisp, dry finish. Again, this porter, excuse me, has a drier finish than usually what's typical for the style, but I really enjoy the heck out of it. Excuse me. That is absolutely beautiful, I gotta tell you. A lot of the predominant flavor I'm getting actually is chocolate with coffee around it. There are, yeah, you know, it's that chocolate. The coffee kind of surrounds it, but the predominant flavor is the big malt and chocolate.
How long have you been open?
I'm also getting just slight hints of toffee on the nose as well. I'm gonna say.
I like the looks of that.
It's a multi-sweetness. It's a dry finish.
All right, last one. Look at that. This is he calls a philosopher IPA. Tasting notes are mango, tropical fruit, citrus, and dank. He says. The hops are Galaxy, Mosaic, and Centennial. So that's a nice combination right there. Galaxy, Mosaic, and Centennial. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of tropical fruit notes going on. And a lot of citrus is going to be my guess, yeah. Notice there's a lot of citrus, a lot of tropical citrus. I'm starting to get a lot of pineapple, but it almost has the aroma of like a candied pineapple, more so than just a fresh pineapple. I'm getting like you ever get those dried fruits rolled in sugar? It has that aroma of a candied pineapple. Certainly some mango in there, I'm guessing. I'm getting just a slight tangy peppery notes as well. Almost like a white pepper thing going on.
Give me the 4 or 2.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you. I mean, the stats on this seem light for an IPA, 5.4%. ABV wise anyway, at 70 IBUs, but the flavors on this thing are just absolutely gorgeous. Some places might call this a session, though 5.4 is certainly not a session strain, but typically IPAs these days are going upwards of 6.5%, some even more than 7.5%. So, but at 5.470, this thing is just brutal. Gives you an IPA that you really could drink a lot of it. It's got a big flavor. Some places might just call this an APA, but for the ABV, but I mean IBU are definitely IPA straight. Again, he tells you look for mango, tropical fruit, citrus. Yeah, you do. I get the mango. I also get a lot of pineapple personally. Specifically, I'm also getting some grapefruit, which is no surprise. I'm also feeling some orange zest-like notes, very similar to the flavors I was getting from this Belgian Wit. Goodness gracious. Again, just like those others, the other 4 I had. Again, it's just got a very clean, very dry finish. Those hops, though, the Galaxy, Mosaic, and Centennial, they do linger on there a little bit. This is a very deceiving IPA. I mean, wow. I'm pretty impressed by it, to be honest with you. Especially with, 5.4, when you see most IPAs today are at least 6.5, it seems. But look at an IPA that's only 5.4, but 70 IBUs. Wow, this thing is world class, in my opinion. There we go. So we ran long, but I wanted to go through all 5 from New Province Brewing Company. Wow, they're all good. Yeah, I don't know if any of you happen to be traveling through Rogers, Arkansas for any reason. That's certainly a place to hit. There's a lot of good breweries in the area, though. I mean, of course, there's not far. You got Core, you got Saddlebach. There's just a lot of great breweries around. So, but if you happen to be in the area, you need to check it out.